Got napkins? Napkins make a great addition to your art stash. They're easily available, they're affordable, there's so much variety out there. You can literally find something for any theme. They're perfect for use by the mixed media artist, the junk journaler, the DIY home decor person, the card maker, the decoupager, and the art journaling. My hope in this series of 3 videos is to not only showcase the newest napkins at NinnysNapkins.com, but to give you ideas for ways that you can use napkins in your art, whatever that might be. Now, whether you have the exact napkin or you have your own stash, hopefully some of the ways that I talk about using the napkin will inspire you to use the napkins that are in your stash. So grab a coffee and let's get started. I was so excited when Nicole posted these on the Ninny's Napkins site. These are absolutely beautiful watercolor paintings. It's from the Ideal Home range, and look at the size. They are almost 6 inches by 6 inches across. So they are great for bigger substrates. You won't want to put this on a 5x7 card or a 6x6 card because you're going to lose a lot of what makes it special. We're going to talk about substrates and sizes and some ideas for this as well, but let me tell you the names. This one's Clea, Sora, the pink one is Allie, the yellow is Rika, and this one is Mona. So what I would do with all of these, because when you open them, and they're all the same, you have 2 different orientations. You have where it's cut off on the left and where it's cut off on the right and leaning left. And that's important because whatever substrate you do, you're going to want to have it go off the page. You're tucking it into the corner in some way, shape, or form, whether it's an art journal page or a canvas. And because they've given us both orientations in the napkin. Now what I would do with all of these, because there's just white in there, I would take a pair of scissors and just cut them all out. I would leave the backings on. They're just easier to store and they're less likely to get damaged. So once they're cut out, I can play with the orientation. Now even cutting them out just in the squares will allow you to do that and get a better idea of how you can layer them up. Now you can water cut this with a liner brush, and you've seen me doing that, but you would need to peel off the excess 2 layers, or you can just do as I'm doing. Because these are watercolor, it's very forgiving. You can just easily cut, and there's nothing that has to be so terribly precise. If you leave a little bit of the white on there, because it's white, it will disappear into the background. The napkins will be very translucent when you decoupage them down, whether it's on an art journal page or home decor item. So you can just do like that. And you can take off all of it in one sitting and play with it. So this is an 8x10 canvas board. So I would use my 7x10 Canson Mixed Media page. And you can see how even just removing the rest of the napkin gives you an idea of how this is going to look. I can wrap it around there. It can be in the corner. So I'm going to cut out other ones and we're going to play a little bit with. So there you have it. This is a 10 by 20 canvas, and it's just a recycled canvas that I had texture paste and I've given it a coat of gesso. So there's texture there, but you can see how I've layered them up on here. And then because these are watercolor, they're perfect to do my paint over technique where I use gesso and acrylic paint and paint over the poppies. It's very forgiving, but you can see how this is going to make a beautiful canvas on the wall. If you want just one, it can go, you know, in the corner with the sentiment. You could have hope, faith, different ones. You can make multiples of the same colors, or you can mix and match and have a series. So you might have a pink one that's on a canvas board or an 8 by 10 canvas. You can have the blue or whatever color that you want. But I absolutely love this. Now see the stems here? Don't worry about that, because when you're painting over it, you can extend them to have them wherever you want. You can overlap it on the edge. You can even just cut out a part of one of the poppies and put it on the other one so that you end up with one poppy like that. So, but the secret to this one, I think, is cutting it out first so that you can play. So we had some poppies. So this one's called Proud Poppy, and it has some very light text in the background, and you end up with 4 of the same images. They're all painting going the same way. So this one I think would be perfect. You could put that on a card. There are also some napkins that are with vases, that with the stems here, you could put that in. So this would go good with a 5 by 7 card or a 6 by 6 card. You can glue that down and you'll still get some of that text, or you can cut around it with a water brush to get that deckled edge and decoupage it down. Likewise, this would go with a multitude of sizes. And again, I could cut out several and make my own. So again, the secret is water cutting them out or just cutting them with scissors. More to the point, I would just do a rough cut initially like this to get rid of some of that excess, just so I can play around. Now when I'm doing that, I'm getting rid of the text, but this allows me to do this. And now I have a nice selection. I probably would get one more poppy here, and then depending on the angle that you put it at, it's going to look like a different poppy. So this is a nice size. I can see lots of uses. This one's called Proud Poppy. Now, if you're interested in how I store my napkins, I do have a video showing that, and you will want to check it out, because that keeps, even when you have them cut out, it makes it better. Now, the notes that I have here, these are notes. When I got all these napkins, I just went through them, I opened them up, I looked at them, and I jotted down ideas for napkins that go together, and ideas for what kind of substrate I saw them on. So I spent a lot of time going through them. I know I promised you lots of information. This napkin is called AWEA, and while it's not a focal image, it does have all this beautiful foliage. So I can see taking the foliage here, cutting out this or this, and combining it with either this poppy one to make a unique pattern. So again, this one, while it's not a focal image, we are always drawn to the focal image ones. We can use it actually, and I love that green on there. So I am just going to add that to my little post-it note that I can use it with that and Proud Poppy, because I really like that color combo. So when you get napkins, when you take them out, put them on the table and see if they jump out at you, the color combo goes really well, then you have two that go together, and then you're building your own unique combination. So we have another poppy one here. This is an all over pattern. This is a good one for decoupage, putting on to some of these Dollar Tree, Dollarama items. You got some bright, beautiful colors. You can combine this with maybe this one with the bright yellow. Or you can use a free printable of an echinacea, a yellow echinacea. This one is called Poppy Meadow. And I love the colors of this. So this might be a background, or I might do a swoosh of this color and then pick up one of these to make a bigger focal point. This one's called Wild Poppies. Love the deep color of this one. This would make a beautiful card. I would do the background in kind of watercolor, maybe some with the salt technique, and have that add a sentiment, and they go perfectly. The other thing that I might do with this would be to do my 4x4 canvas boards. These are magnetics, and these are wood panels that you can make coasters on. And I'd play with, if there was a part of this that would work. Now I'm just going to remind you, I have talked about my window templates. This is a 3x5, and you can see if I had a 3x5 canvas, I can see exactly what part of this napkin that would make a nice sentiment or a nice section, or this would. There's my 4x4. So I can pretty much decide if I like it. There's for an ATC. This is also great color. So say I use a couple of these panels to make magnets, to make little mini ATCs or a card, but I have extra left over. What are you going to do with the leftovers? These are great colors. You can use this, put it down to break an art journal page, or to put on for a master board, and then you have those colors and you're still using it. You can use every bit of your napkins if you're thinking like that. Use some as focal images, use some for backgrounds, use some to add pattern, color to a master board, or just to a background. Now this one is so cute and adorable. It's called Little Ducks. Now you can do this for Easter. Have a sentiment like, what the duck? Just ducky. We have a heart shape here, so this could be used as a on a card. These would be perfect for cards. Do a background, a mixed media background with or without texture. You can combine, you can cut out just the little girl duck and combine it with maybe this. Wouldn't that look cute? Or we have the blue one here, Sora. And the boy can go with that. So you can have the duck with Sora and the yellow duck with Allie. This would also go really nicely. You could use this one, Daisy's Blue. And doesn't that look good together? So look at the napkins and go together. This could be more of a background, or it could be a wave across the back, and then it's picking up the colors that are there. This one again, so you can see all the possibilities. I would put this one with Daisy's Blue as well. So this might be just the whole background on maybe a larger, this is my 11 by 14 Canson Mixed Media. And I could have the yellow in there, or one or both of the ducks. So you have instant background, instant focal image, add some texture paste, some bling, and away you go. So this one, again, is called Daisy's Blue, and this is Little Ducks. This napkin, I love, love, love hydrangeas, and the color is amazing. So you have these two match, and these two match. This is perfect. One of the things I like doing with my art journal pages, tucking it into a corner. This one can go in the corner. This one can go maybe a smaller page. This is my 7 by 10. So it could go there. Or you could have that across the whole bottom, where that's basically here, and then you have this space to add texture paste. Look at the colors of this. And again, we've got nice size. This would also make for beautiful cards right there. Perfect on this 5 by 7 card, and you have a little bit of room to add some color and background. But again, don't be afraid of taking and cutting it out. The napkin is yours to do what you want. You are the creator. You're just jump-starting your creative process using somebody else's art. So we have some rabbit ones. And you know, you might think Easter, but it's also spring. And I really love this napkin. It's so cute, the denim, this family. So you can have, you know, a saying about home. It's called Easter Family. But the yellow and blue stood out to me. And again, as I have this on my desk, I saw this daffodil napkin. This is called Classic Daffodil, and I love the colors here. And it has that blue. How cute would this be to have it there with the Easter family? Oops, let me zoom out. And again, cut this out. You can rough cut it quickly, cut out one of them. They're identical. And this allows you to play with the orientation, play with the composition, play with the sizes of what you're creating. You could put this napkin, this classic daffodil would make beautiful, just instant card, whether you put the bunnies on front or not. Now, if you're decoupaging the bunny down onto this napkin, you're going to want to glue this down onto white copy paper or mixed media paper so that it doesn't become translucent, because you don't want to see what's behind it. But I think that would just be super, super adorable. It's a little too big for my canvas, but this would work for a 4x6 canvas board. And here's a 6x6, so that would look kind of cute on there for an Easter gift, or just a gift for the person who loves bunnies. The creative juices are just flowing here. As I'm playing with my napkins, I'm thinking, okay, does that go? That goes, but it's not as striking as that one in my eye. And then I'm thinking, this would look nice on a card, either a 5x7 card. It can go this way or that way. And then I'm looking at the red, and I grab this poppy, so I would cut out this and put that with that. Wouldn't that make a nice art journal page or card? Mix and match. Oh, look at how cute. And then you have room for texture and to develop your background. So this is what you need to do when you get your napkins, is play with them. Think whatever. Don't, and I keep saying it, cut them out, because as soon as you do that, you stop seeing it as a napkin and you start seeing the possibilities. Okay, I can even combine this. So once you have the elements. Okay, let's move right along. This one, another daisy one, smaller. So this would work well on a card, but it also tucks nicely onto the corner. And then you can have the rest. I would get rid of this middle part. Maybe put a mandala or a sunburst stencil up here. But the colors, and then once you've used them, if you have leftovers, you can again use it on a masterboard. Use it to break a page. And I'm going to be adding to my accidental art journal by using up some of those napkins that I'm done with. I've done the focal image. I don't want to do another page, but I don't want to throw them in the garbage. So we have a few Easter ones, the bunny ones. This one is Rabbit Family, very cute and adorable. So you know what? Get a jump on next Easter, and these would make just adorable cards. Easy peasy, do a quick watercolor background and focal image, away you go. You've got a homemade card. This one is called Young Rabbit, and we have two different views, two different orientations. Again, a very nice card. I love the lavender on here, and you might want to combine it. We're going to see some lavender in a bit, but you might want to combine it with more lavender. So again, combine napkins. If you can't draw, that doesn't mean we can't create, and that doesn't define that we aren't an artist. It's how we combine it. So look for the possibilities. This one, super, super cute. Love the bright Eastery spring colors. Here we have 2 complete pictures. This is called Easter School. And this one, I would be very tempted to do a reverse wood panel. This one is an 8 by 10. I would probably get an 11 by 14, where you're putting that on the bottom and then decorating the frame. What a cute little Easter display item, home decor item. If you're doing it on a bigger panel, you would have, this could go across the bottom like that, and then you can have Happy Easter across the top. And TCW actually has a sign stencil that says Happy Easter, and you can go across the top or put that in the middle and have your sentiment. You can also buy those wooden signs, palette signs, and then you can decoupage this down the middle and then stencil your sentiment on there. How cute is that? Next Easter. This adorable napkin is called Rabbit Wreath, and it's got pussy willows in there and it has lavender. So by itself, it can go onto a card. You can do it onto this is a 6 by 6 canvas board. It can just go on there complete. You can have, you know, a little bit of paint on the background. But I always think combination, so I'm thinking we could put that with the lavender. And the colors are just perfect with this. And I might cut 2 of the lavenders out. Put that to the center, put that. So that's an 8 by 10. If I want it on a bigger one, we could have here. I also have, there are stencils. TCW has some great lavender stencils that I love, and I would stencil them. So you can use it as is, or you can cut half of it off and just have the one bunny on there and do some stenciling with lavender on the other side, or just background. So you could do either side of the bunny. And do that on a 5 by 7 card or a 6 by 6. So the possibilities are there. This one is called Lavender Scene. I love the size of this one. You get 4 identical images. You've got some print in the background, but I tend to block that out, and I don't tend to use a lot of that in my art. I add my own background as a mixed media artist. I like developing my own background. I might take tips from there. I might take color scheme from there. But I love this color. This one also, I have that lavender color. This would look beautiful decoupage. Not on this metal. It's a little too small. But I do have some bigger buckets that I think would go decoupage on perfectly. But this is a great, great size. You can see, you know, it's the 5.5 size napkin, 6-inch napkin. So more lavender shades. So this is a good basic one. Again, I would put this maybe down on the bottom. I would maybe even layer that up on here, so you have both. This also would make a great background to a card. You can add a focal image if you wish, or just leave it blank. make the sky behind it and relax, restore. I love when they're on the white background. I find they are a little easier to work with. I find myself more challenged by the ones with darker images because the way I use them, it works better. This one is so adorable as well, and I saw someone decoupaging it onto a jar. Beautiful. So it's called Lavender Range, and again you have those perfect colors, but the size of this is a little smaller. So you can take this one and you can make ATZs and cut out the individual or two of them. And here's my little template, and I can see how that would look. And that would make a beautiful ATC. This would also work. This is a 3x5 canvas board, and I can have 4 of them in there. My 4x4s, again, you would water cut around it. You're doing the background. I would add some texture paste there, and that makes a perfect. In fact, this I can see, because I love, love, love lavender. I can see cutting out the individual ones, building up my own composition, and making a set of lavender coasters. Yes, definitely going to do that. Going to add that to my list. Coasters. See, the more you play with your napkins, the more ideas you're going to get. And hopefully, I'm not overwhelming you with ideas. Hopefully, I'm inspiring you to go look at your napkins in a different way. So we are done with lavender here. So this napkin, love the bright colors. And we have kind of a swoosh. It's kind of like a wreath. So this could be in the middle. Of the page. I can turn, no, the butterflies are upside down in my mind. Now there's a slight curve here. So what I'm tempted to do, and let's just do it because no time like the present. I'm thinking that with the curve, we can actually make this into a wreath. Remember, I am the keeper of there. So it definitely would work. I mean, I might have to trim some of this off and play with it. And I would need a bigger substrate, but definitely it's got that curve, and I can, yeah, that's gonna go to the inside. And I can cut this out and have them sticking out the outside, or just get rid of them as I see fit, overlap. But you can see how, look at that. I'm looking in the viewfinder right now. Now I would use, this is 11x14 page. I would use a larger canvas. I'm not sure what size this one is. Sorry for the glare. It's still wrapped in plastic. But that would look lovely. And then we'd have this one going around, and I might use 5 panels. And that's the nice part with napkins, because with Ninny's you can order 2. You can also, there are some that are available in packs. Go round and round. There There we go. Look at that. Actually, I probably would do another one from that napkin and make a wreath. Then you can mix and match. You can also take flowers from other napkins if the color scheme works. Now, and get rid of the butterflies. The other thing, this would look nice, decoupaged onto any metal, galvanized metal, across the bottom. I love those colors. Actually, I think that might go on there too. So many ideas, and I'm glad that this will be on video because I'll have to play it back to... This one's called Admont, and it is a watercolor again. So these are, I love the watercolor ones because they're so easy to overpaint if you choose to do that. You can mix and match the colors. So we have 2 panels. This one would look nice, I think, too, in a reversed canvas board. It would look nice inside there. A little bit of a spring note. I can cut out this one and put one there if I wished. Also look nice on certain metal ones. But I love the colors here. This would be so easy. This is my 11 by 14 mixed media page. So many napkins, so little time. This sweet pea one is called Vicky. I'm in love with the colors of this one and even the background. Look at those dots. So if I cut this out and I don't use the background, I would think about using pink dots on it because I like the look of it, and I would use stencils for that. This could go in an inverted. Oh, that would look so pretty. I would cut that out. Then you have room for a sentiment. Could go on the bottom. Some napkins just work so well for so many things, and some are more challenging. But this one, I see lots of possibilities. The color scheme is just perfect. Or I could do it on just an art journal page. And often when I'm creating, I might do it on an art journal page, and if I really like it and I figure out how it all works, then I might do it on a canvas board or wood panel or on a larger scale. This one also might work well on my 10 by 20 canvas. I just love the colors of this so much. So that's Vicky. Now this one, I really like the black and pink color scheme. It's very cute. But I thought to myself, like, I'm never going to make an art journal page of this. I'm not going to put this on a canvas. I'm not a shoe person. Now, if you had a person who loved shoes, you could cut out a pair of shoes. It could go on a coaster. It could go on a magnet. There are lots of shoe quotes, believe it or not. In fact, when I Googled shoe quotes, I came up with the quote, "Cinderella, proof that a pair of shoes can change your life." And this is an art journal page, which I've actually done. When I got this shipment of napkins, I went from a napkin that I said, oh, I'm never going to do an art journal page with it, to it was the first one that I did. And in that video, I give tons of other ways that you can use this. Here I've made a swash through the background and it set the theme and the color scheme, but it would be perfect on a coaster You can water cut out the shoes. It can go on a mini composition for those people who love shoes. So I was surprised. So never say never. Oh, here is another rabbit one, and I absolutely love it. This one, you know, pretty much you can take this and glue it onto the 6x6 card or the 6x6, and it's pretty much done. Add a sentiment and you have an instant card. The colors are perfect, everything is perfect. Or you can cut out the rabbit and use it on a different page. But look at this lovely patterning. So if you decide to just take the rabbit, you can also just cut this out and use that beautiful color and patterning on an art journal page or on a card. Or since I really like purple with the pink with the black dots, I can recreate that on my own. But this one, you know, I would definitely grab these now for next Easter. This would go really well too, I think. If you want, you make Easter gifts, you can make this on the cover. And here I would do my own background, but I would duplicate this because this doesn't fit. So when it doesn't fit the substrate, I would just cut out the rabbit, do the background, the ombre, purple, pink, and then do the dots maybe in texture paste and have that as a little Easter notebook. This bunny, this is called Bad Hair Bunny. You can put 2 or 3. I can cut out 3 of them or cut out another one out from the other part and have 3 bunnies. And I apologize that this video might be getting long, but too many ideas, but we will go. Here is a beautiful napkin. Not a focal point napkin, but colorful. This would make a great Insta background on a card. It's called Acryl Rainbow. So you can use parts of it, you can use all of it kind of as an instant background. And then, you know, if you wanted, you could cut that bunny and it can go on that background if those were the colors that you loved. Or you can duplicate it. I love the look with the circles. I can see myself cutting out circles and making with my gel prints. But I think this would be a great Insta background for a card. And each card would look different because it's a different part of the napkin, different orientation. Just add a sentiment and away you go. Or you could just cut this part and you have a wave and this part. So this napkin, we've got a smaller scale focal image. And on here we have 4 identical panels. This one is called Summer Jars. Now when there are smaller scale focal images, it's a bit challenging. Now I could put that there, that's too big on the page. This could go on a card, add a sentiment, do the background with or without texture. That would work well. But this is where you want to get out those templates, those window templates. There's the 4x4. And I might just cut out these three and the butterfly. So this is another one where I can play with it and put it on a coaster or a 4x4 magnet. So there we can do these three, and you can build them up that way. This would also work on, like I said, a card. Here's an 8x10, but I just grab, we have this napkin, Lorenzo, where you can just have a border. I like how those colors work well. So this isn't a focal image. This is going to add pattern to your page or your project. There, if you want ATCs. See, I can have just those two. And I would water cut. And because you have so many, you'll be able to get a lot. So they're all the same. That make a nice ATC set. And I would cut out these backgrounds as well. This would look really lovely on a metal tin. You've got the colored background, and then cut out the jars and glue them. However, change the composition so it all works. Cut out as many as you want. Add the butterflies, and away you go. I also have these that I found at Dollarama in Canada. It actually comes as a set, so you get 3 of them and the tray. So what I would do here is I would cut out maybe this and glue that, decoupage that down. Then this one, and I could put it together, or I can spread it out, and that would just be very cute. So this one again is called Lorenzo, and it's not a focal image, but this could be a gorgeous, gorgeous background or detail. I've done pages where you can have a border on this side, cut out one of them, and then a border on this side, and that adds the detail. And then something with blue, be it a napkin or not. Yeah, I would almost, let's see, let's play. So if we put that on this side and we had this one on this side, we could put this guy in the middle. Or just look through your napkins, look through your focal images. You can use printables. This would also work really well. I think you could cut out the squares and glue squares down. I recently did a circle page. I would actually just cut the squares and glue them down. There's some, I'm not sure if you can see, it's kind of a yellowish color, like aged paper. Do some, glue down some music paper or old book paper and create the background or a masterboard with that. I love the color. So you can cut out the smaller squares, or you can cut out the bigger squares. Add some mandala stenciling. The more I look at this one, the more I see the possibilities. Oh, even cut out this where you have that whole motif here and put maybe 2 or 3 across the page, and then paint these a lighter blue or that Naples yellow. Here we can use even the bigger part of the napkin, and you can see right away. Then you can have a black and white focal image on here. I'm thinking, is this going to work with this? Not so much. But that's how you have to play. One more thing, we have this napkin, summer jars, and I noticed these butterflies, and then I have this napkin which is called Lavender. Now it's smaller. So I was thinking for the use of this one, I would use this on ATCs, on gift tags, on maybe coasters, and you can cut a couple different ones and layer them up to make it look interesting. This would also look really nice on some of these metal pails. So you can, this would be an add-on or a build-up of the focal image, but then the butterfly is identical. So I would take this butterfly and I might be able to use these two napkins together. So I've just written a note to myself about that. This one, we have fine bone china. And I love the colors of this, and you've got the teacups hanging down. I think this would make a beautiful card. This is the 6x6 card, so that would look beautiful to gift to someone. Love the colors of this. I'm thinking this might also work really well on an inverted panel. Well, maybe it could go a little bit higher, and then you'd have your sentiment above and below. You know, I like this look right here. And I'm thinking, does this border, it's a little bit of a different blue. But we do have this one. So you can take a pattern like this, and it can be wrapped around the wooden border. But I really like that. Oh, the possibility. You can put cup hooks down here and hang that out. So I dug this one out. So this is called Tiles Blue, and this one's Tiles Green. And again, you can cut the squares out. This could be an Insta background or a design feature. I could cut several of these and layer them on a page. This could be, if I want, I could have this as like a tabletop or the wallpaper behind, and then decoupage flowers in the front. So I'm looking forward to challenging myself using these kind of napkins. And, you know, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. And even if you are, click on the bell. Make sure it's already set to be notified of upcoming videos, unclick it and then go back and re-click it. Sometimes it just seems to get lost, and I don't understand, then you stop getting notified. And this way, every time there's a video, you'll get an email or notification, you get the thumbnail, and you can see, is it something that you're interested in? So here is Tiles Green. So again, this one is we have two over here and two over here, which is the same as this one. And you could combine the two napkins. So my job, because, you know, if somebody says, well, why would I buy a napkin that I can't use? Well, the truth of the matter is, many times we get napkins in different ways. A grab bag, we're gifted them from somebody, we've traded. And so not every napkin that you get is going to be the one that just hits the mark. Some are more challenging. So hopefully in this video and the next 2 videos, you're getting lots of ideas of ways to use all the parts of the napkin. Thinking blue? No, nope. But don't be afraid to play. This one is called Hortensia. And let's just open this up. Now on Ninny's Napkins site, she has a picture where it's opened up, and that's going to let you know if it's an all over pattern, if there's 4 identical, if they're inverted, what. Now again, we have the beautiful hydrangeas, which you know I love. So again, this one I think would look nice in a reverse panel at the bottom, and then you can have your sentiment across the top. It would also look nice on an art journal page. And anything you can do on an art journal page, you can do on a canvas board, you can do on a canvas. Across the bottom, and then there's plenty of room for you to develop your background. Here I might go vintage. Add some purple or blue butterflies that are a bigger scale. I have a hydrangea stamp, so I may, if I'm doing this on maybe a smaller page like this one, it may just be in one corner, and I could build up my stamp, or I could stamp with white in the background so it's very faint. This is one that is going to challenge me. It is called Still Life. But I was looking for ways to use it. And I'm thinking, you know, we have the vases at the bottom, so I would cut out, you know, a collection of the vases, these 3, for instance, or that section, and I would mix and match with some flowers from other napkins and have the flowers coming out of the vases. So that was this part. And I like the color scheme, the blues, the browns. That would be interesting. I think I could do like a vintage background. We've got some wonderful stencils to get some vintage, you know, use some old paper. But then these plates, I would just cut this out and glue that down in the middle of my page. And that would be a design motif on my, to start an art journal page. So we can use all parts. This napkin is called Piano. And again, I love the colors, but it's not a focal image. This would make a perfect Insta background for a card. And it's got that definite vintage vibe. Just add a music sentiment. Now, where do I get my sentiments? I go on Pinterest. You could buy my sentiment packs. They're ready to go. You can resize them. You can print on sticker paper or whatever you want, and they're done. All the work is done for you. But you can go on Pinterest, and that's what I do. It's like, where do I find, you know, and I just type in music quotes. And then you can just put a simple music quote on here. You can take a flower and add it if it works. on there. Now, when I've opened this up, I thought, oh, I like how this design element with the piano keys going this way. So I might use that and make that as a vintage background. And then with a music quote or not, there's TCW stencils that are music notes, and there's stamps that are music notes, and I would add that up, add some texture paste. So this one's called Piano. And we have the last two, and they are two different color schemes, same kind. They're called Skeleton Trees, and we have the beige green, that's this one, and I can't find the name of it, but there's two different ones. So let's just open them up. So I love the trees in there. So I'm going to have to play with this one, but I love the colors. So at worst, this is an Insta background. It can be an Insta background for a card. Then you just add a sentiment and a border in this coral color, and away you go. If it's you can also just look at the napkin and say, oh, I really like the coral and the aqua green. So this one is a little bit more muted. Different color scheme. TCW has 12 by 12 canvas boards or foam boards. This is 12 by 12. You could put that on. You have the Insta background, then add your own paint colors and go from there. And you have, I love the combination of these colors. So, to recap, napkins are so versatile, and they're a great addition to your stash. Open them up, play with them, see which ones go together. Think outside the box. Look for parts that you can use. Don't be afraid to cut out those elements and play with the composition. Something magical happens when you take it out of the napkin. Ideas will come. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to using these napkins and creating more tutorials for you. Until then, go get creative.